Okay, here we are in my morning. Whoa, conversation. Look at this. Who's here? the regular viewers. Feels like a Billy Joel song. Hey gang, how you doing? You know what we're going to be doing here today? Nothing new, nothing interesting. Same old stuff. Maybe not too many people watching today, American friends. It's something special for you guys today, right? The Superb Owl Show, I guess, is on today. Is it already started? I don't know. What time is it now? 8 o'clock here. I guess it's already on. Is somebody winning? Paper is out, yes. 3 packs are out. Ishikawa-san is doing some more New Year's cards for Patreon people. 30 minutes. Okay, so 1 eye on the clock, 1 eye on this one. Ishikawa-san is doing New Year cards. Rei-chan is doing the Monkey and Crab print from my first Surumono album. And Sugi-san is doing the next group of the February print in this year's subscription series. There'll be 3 of them up there today. Dave is just going to plug away at this stuff here a bit more. I see we have near alignment today out there in the cones. Still jet lag, Michelle? Okay, let's go. It'll be a quiet morning here. Success quiet outside today. Looks like an overcast day. Camera should be here at its normal time. I have no specific major show and tell today. And I still don't have a decision yet on what will be happening on Thursday, whether I'm going to be here or not. So I still don't know. We're trying to figure that out today, whether I'll be leaving for Fukui Prefecture for a couple of days. Which I said, no specific show and tell, but there is something actually we can look at and talk about when we get close to the end of the stream. It's a bit of a repeat, something we received here a couple of years ago, I guess. I probably talked about it at the time. But because we're quiet here in the shop the last little while, we've had time to look at some extra stuff we don't normally have time for. So there are some old woodblocks that we got a couple of years ago. And Kawai-san has been unpacking them one by one. and taking a look at these woodblocks to see if they're printable. And he left a bunch of the printouts for me in the back window, so maybe actually at the end of the street we can take a look at some of those. This looks like the last batch of trees here. We've come around the whole thing now from the cat's face, and there's a few trees on his eyebrows, and it looks like the last batch of our trees. Let's get to it. Conversation, what's happening over here? So the trash bins from next door, the guys on it's the oyster shack next door. Now they've been having a bit of community trouble. They've been putting out their trash in the usual plastic bags, and there's been a bit of trouble with it. A lot of their trash is oyster shells, and it's hard and sharp, and you can guess where it's been going. They've been cutting the bags, so there's been a bit of a mess up there. So they've switched now to a system of using plastic. What do you call them? Plastic trash bins next door. So those are from the oyster shack. Those are not mine. If you drew the line between properties, it would come up to, whatever, just about between the bins and the cone. The cone is my cone, it's on the edge of my property, and the bins are in front of their property. So. And yes, this is one of these are cats. This is the first. Yeah. The bins won't be there. They put them out late at night before they go, and they'll be picked up, whatever, 8. We may see it at the show. No, not today. What's today? Monday. Oh, wait, Monday. What day am I supposed to put mine out? No. No, those are empty already. What they have is they don't use the city garbage facility. They have a private contractor for theirs. They have so much. And that contractor comes during the middle of the night. The oyster shack puts the things out when they close, 11 o'clock or whatever it is they decide to close up on any given night. They put those out and the contractor comes and picks them up during the night. It's just outside the window where I sleep. So we won't see a pickup there. More conversation. Is there any material in my videos, blah blah, talks about developing the color separations for a print? No, I'm not so sure. I don't think so. That's one of those things that's so fuzzy, it's difficult to put an actual presentation. Here's how we do this. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Not really sure what I can say about this. In the recent series that we're doing, the ones with Jed, more of a Shinhanga type print, it's just really fuzzy. I can't put any clear rules or procedures or stuff like this. I don't really know that. The ukiyo stuff's easy. There's the colors, you can see them in the print. You just separate them out. But for the ones that we're doing now, it's a question of experience and knowing what you want to be layered and what you want to be only in one color. I'm not sure what I can say, Karen. I don't have any, any ground rules. What makes it really tough to try and even explain is the prints we're making now, because they're so layered. When you take color A as a base and then put something B on top of it and then C on top of that again, the things you're putting on top don't actually behave the same way once there's too many layers underneath. We're struggling with this. And what looks clean in Photoshop, there's layer A, click another layer in, click a layer out, test it, click a layer in, click a layer out, put something on top, click it in. It doesn't work that way when we actually do it with pigments and paper. So we ourselves are struggling, trying to build the experience to know how the things are going to stack up on top of each other. And because we ourselves are struggling, there's nothing I can easily explain to somebody else. The ukiyo stuff is much easier. So you can sort of a general rule there. Ukiyo prints, for the most part, don't really have color overlays. The C is the C and the kimono color is the kimono color. But there are areas where A and B come together to make a third color. They're basically trying to save money by doing it. A blue part can overlap a yellow part to make a green on a kimono or something. But it was minimal. I really don't know. I can't really offer any magic words. This print we're doing here, there really aren't going to be color overlays. There's going to be color zones. There'll be a blue in the water and some kind of dark blue in the sky, dark blue gray. Then there'll be gray shadings. And some of the shading areas we might overlap them onto the water to make part of the water look deeper and darker. But that's about it for a print like this. Here's something coming that might be helpful actually. The video that Cameron has pretty much finished producing right now, he's waiting for me to do the voiceovers. He did the third cut just before he left for the weekend and left it for me to do voiceovers over the weekend, which I haven't actually done yet. And it's going to be one of those color build-ups. So that's something to look at and see. And there's a bunch of our videos now that do have that, actually, now that I think about it. That's something to refer to. Even in the Hero series, all the early ukiyo heroes, all of them, I show the colors build up step by step by step by step. So there's dozens of videos on the website now that show that. Layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. And in the case of the prints I made, my Solitudes prints, every one of them on its own website has a complete slideshow of a build-up from zero to finished print. And some of them 20 plus. So that stuff's a good resource. Which of the 8 themes? This is Night Snow. Night Snow, or Evening Snow, I forgot the actual title is. Night Snow. Been reading about Japanese seals. Have you carved your own? Yes, yes, of course. When I first came here, it's ready. My seals are all ready. We keep them ready for them. There's a couple here that I've carved. One is in stone. It's my name upside down. Boo, boo. Katakana. This is one I used to use for the bank and stuff. That's all history now. And then when we started using Neko Hakkei as a name, I carved a seal for Neko Hakkei. And this also is dead and gone, because this has all been replaced now by the new company seals. And the company seals, I didn't carve those. I know they're grotesquely complicated. There's rules. They got to be 2.5 centimeters, 27 millimeters gross, big circle, all the company name, Chinese characters, blah blah blah. No way, I didn't carve the company seals. Just easier. Send them out of order, and away they go. Oh, look at this 0.5 lens for the. Actually, you've got this fly fish for fun here. You know, I don't even know. I don't actually have an image in my name of who this is. Do I know you in real life? Or I don't have the Twitch handle matched with a name in real life. Some of the people I do. Karen I know, John I know, Koringami we know. But your name here, I don't have a connection made with real life and with the Twitch here. And yet you're making prints and carving prints. Who is this? Who is this masked man? footprints detailed enough that they need a microscope. What? Just a stream guy, subscriber, soka. Someone who drew their images on the blocks out in the landscape. Does Matt Brown do that sometime? I'm not quite sure. I know Matt draws on his blocks directly sometimes, and he's doing landscape work, mountains and whatever. I don't know if that's his standard procedure or not. I don't know. I don't know, carrying a bunch of woodblocks up to the mountains doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, I don't think. Had a bit of a rare dinner for me last night. Normally, the shop here, we advertise opens at 5:30 every day, so we're always open at least till 5:30. But usually that's a bit too early to close, so I hang around. The staff leaves at 5:30 to 6. I hang around longer till at least 7. And if there's traffic out there and if people coming in, whatever, I'll just sit here till longer, till 8 o'clock or so by myself. And I'm not just doing nothing, it's a perfect chance to do some work. I was last night doing some programming on the bookkeeping system and stuff. But last night, we went out for dinner together. One of the employees was here and wanted to go for dinner. So I actually closed up at about 5:30 last night. And because it was an early closing for us, it meant I had a couple more options on the restaurants. And there's a restaurant around the corner here, literally around the corner down the block. It's called Miso Ju. And it's a bit of a twist on the name. We know miso, and you know in Japanese miso shiru, miso soup, and it's a very classical type of Japanese soup based on the fermented beans, miso. It's really a very similar style. Everybody's got their own little twist to it, but it basically tastes, a similar way all over the place. And these guys, it's a little cafe, they call it Miso Ju. They've done it differently. What they've done is they've turned their miso soup into an actual rich, bodied, chunky, full of stuff, Western type soup. There's a miso base at the bottom of it, but on top of that they do soup. And one of them they've got, it's a big pork soup, another one is a mushroom, they've got whatever, different types of soup. But they're very deep, rich. It's a meal in itself. You get a bowl of this soup and that's it. That's all you need for your dinner. And they serve it as a meal with this big bowl of soup, and then with an onigiri, one rice ball outside, and a couple of little tiny side things, a tiny little pickle thing or whatever, like a normal Japanese meal. And I like it very much, this place, but my problem is they close at 7. And that's it. They're open early in the morning because some people eat this for breakfast. And they close at 7, so I don't get much chance to go there usually. But last night because we actually closed up here at 5:30. And she's like, where should we go for dinner? And I'm like, I know exactly where I'm going to go for dinner. So we did. So the young girl working it, my God, she works hard. She works so hard. There's a bunch of staff, but there's one girl, seems to be, maybe she's the manager, and she's also the main doer. You see her in the morning. If I was out there for a morning walk or something at like 6 o'clock, you'll see through the window, and she's in there getting the first batches of soup ready. And then at night, if I've had my dinner somewhere else, come back out of there at 9 or 9:30 or something, she's still in there cleaning up. Oh my God, like 6 in the morning till 10 at night, whatever it is. That's not her business. She's just an employee. She's probably called a manager with a small capital M. No idea what she gets paid. Seems really, really happy. I offered her a job one night. She opened the window and cracked, and I chatted with her a minute while I'm walking by home, And I just said the exact story. I said, man, you look like such a hard worker. You're always so cheerful. If this guy rides you too hard, come on over and talk to me. We can give you a happy job, and you don't have to work 16 hours a day. She just giggles and giggles and giggles. But it is, for me, it's soup to die for. Came out of there last night, belly full of this hot stuff. That's it for the night. I'm good. I actually had a chance to help him out a little bit about a year and a half or 2 years ago. NHK came and did a program out in Saxa. We talked about that. It was, what was it, Summer Street? I forget this one, or somewhere else, I can't remember. And they asked me to introduce some of the places where I go eating. So we did. I picked that right away. And NHK teed it up. So we went over there and they got on the program. It wasn't Summer Street. It was another program, Tokyo Deep or something. So every time I go in there now, she's all over the place. Oh my God, thank you for the introduction and stuff. But they don't need my help. They're fine. They're busy. I should check out what's going on over here. Whoa, I'm catching not much of this, sorry. Hi. What am I carving after I finish this block? I'm not quite sure. I know I've got to get some time done on the octopus. Of course, the octopus is almost ready. There's the last, I have 2 or 3 kanji characters left to carve. I've got some clearing on the lettering block. And then I may have to redo a bit of the hair. I'm not quite sure. So I get back on the octopus print. The subscription series, they're okay. Kawasaki's doing 3 and 5. Chon-san's doing 4. He'll do 6. The 2 of those guys now should be okay for the subscription sets. I'll do the color transfer for this. I'll start doing color blocks for this. But this is a no deadline job also, so I'm not quite sure. After this key block's finished, it'll be, color blocks for this, and I should get the octopus blocks out. Yeah, music playing. These days, no, because the environment doesn't suit it. But noise upstairs. Did somebody go by? Sugi-san, it could be, I guess, I don't know. She comes here on this time. Yeah, I used to listen to music all the time. There is nothing. See, this crunch on this wood just now reminded me there is something I can show you. I do have a show and tell. What did I do with it? When Cameron gets here, remind me, the little square box. Just remind me, the little square box. We do have an interesting show and tell. I totally forgot about that. Where did I put it, I wonder? Anyway, we can find it. Just remind me when he gets here. There is something really fun. The part-time staff here, the German couple that's here, Evelyn and Tobias. He's here on a visa, some kind of, I don't know exactly what visa he's on. He's studying in a hospital environment. He is an actual trained licensed doctor back in Germany. And he's here in Japan for, I guess it's been a few years or a couple of years. I don't know exactly how long he's been here. And he's trying to wangle getting some kind of Japanese license, so that he can, whatever, do medicine and doctoring things back and forth with the two countries. The couple is very interested in Japanese culture. And it hasn't totally worked out as planned. I guess the Japanese medical licenses, they will recognize some of the licensing that he's got from Germany, but not all of it. And of course, there's a language requirement. You can't just exchange your German doctoring license for a Japanese one. You've got to be able to speak Japanese, of course. So he's been studying Japanese and language and all that stuff for the past couple of years to do this. I think at some point now he mentioned that it has worked, but it hasn't worked well enough to be able to make a living at it. So they're going to cut and run at the end of this season, at the end of March. He said they're going back to Germany. He's going to be a doctor back there again. So I think the language barrier or the number of years it would take were just too much. And he would just lose too many years of his, too many productive years, So they're going to go back to Germany. But what has happened was, because the two of them have been working here part-time with us, helping us do print parties and shop, he has learned quite a lot about prints. He had zero interest or zero knowledge of this when he came. His partner, Evelyn Sam, had a bit more, and she came here first to start working and then pulled him along. Hey, Dave needs more people, maybe you can help. So we've actually had, for the past few months, we've had in print parties a couple of days a week, Wednesdays and sometimes Fridays, we've had an accredited German doctor doing our print parties, and he's actually been leading some parties. The guy's competent at this. And you've met him sometimes when he's come here at the shop at 9:30 or so, getting ready to come to work. He won't be here today. He was here not yesterday, day before. He was here day before yesterday. Anyway. Long story short, the goods that we got the other day, the one that I'm going to show you in today's show and tell, it's stuff that came in from a Yahoo auction the other day. I bid on it thinking, I don't know, I might be able to use this. It looks kind of small. It would be cool if it all worked out. But it wasn't much money, so I bid on it and got it. And when it came in, there were two pieces of good news. One good news is I do indeed think that I would be able to use it for our work. We'll talk about this at the end of the street when I have done that. But the second good news, and this was Tobias' son, the German doctor, he looked at this and he's like, oh my God, what is this? And I explained what it is and the relevance it has to his work. And he gets so excited about this, and this happens and that happens, and whatever. We'll chat with it when I do the show and tell. What's the connection between German doctoring and a show and tell here at the woodblock shop? But the backstory to this too is he's been getting really, really interested in this. He just knew Japanese prints were a thing. That's okay. He wasn't specifically interested in it, but knew that there was something there and that there were people who were interested. His number one interest is in his own field, the medical work. He's also interested in the crossover between Oriental medicines, Japanese and Chinese medicine, and his own medicine. But he had not known anything in depth about Japanese prints. But since coming here and trying to do his job properly and learn more about them just to do his shop job properly, he's really, really become interested in them. A couple of weeks ago, we were here later in the evening, quiet, and he stayed a bit late, and I brought some prints down from a collection upstairs, and just blew the guy away. So I don't know what's happening inside his head, but there is a tiny chance that he could say something like, his wife would just kill him, she would just kill him. He'd say something like, I don't think I want to go back to Germany and do doctoring right now. I think I'd like to stay here and learn more about prints and stuff. And she would kill him. So we'll see how this one plays out. I'm standing back, on my business, what he does. But yeah, the show and tell overlaps his field and mine. Is there a special reason I saved the face to carve last? There shouldn't be, no. There's a bit of a thing here. I'm not really, of course, a full-time worker here anymore. I mean, when I was carving and printing every day, I knew what I was doing. I was supple at this. I could carve the lines I want to carve. Now, for me, these days, carving is just as you know, it's a part-time thing. There's so many other distractions around. So the point is, when I come and sit down and do this, I'm not in good shape. If you imagine a professional, football quarterback, like they're doing this morning or somewhere out there right now, if he just came in and did 90 minutes 3 days a week, he's not going to last long in his job because you're not very good at it. You got to live it, breathe it, and drink it. So easy, because I'm out of shape, I tend to avoid the places that need a bit more care and delicacy. The face, if I screw up the face, we've screwed up the whole print. So because I'm out of shape, when I came to this block a few weeks ago, okay, Dave, let's start with some insignificant corners and just sort of learn how this is, learn what the wood is like, get your blade fixed up, good stuff, So I needed some sort of just stuff to get in shape. So I'm not a full-time worker anymore, whatever, I'm a full-time worker, but you know what I mean. I'm not a full-time carving craftsman anymore at all, by any shape. So I sort of avoided the face for a bit, just to get myself back in shape a little bit. But it shouldn't make any difference whatsoever. And this conversation has come up many times over the years, whether you're carving a little thing like this, where there's no lines and nothing, it requires the same care and attention and casual, peaceful relaxedness that the important lines do. There should be no difference. I really didn't understand this in the early days, 30 odd years ago. I was careless with rough work, and I was, oh my God, hold my breath for the eyebrows and stuff like this. And it was totally the wrong approach to take. A line is a line is a line. But the other part of that is saving the face for after doing this by zones. Again, we've talked about this many times on the stream. The old carvers would never do that. They do the entire block first with the cutting knife, then they move to the deep chisels, and then they move to the ice-skewered ones I've got here for the light. And they never do it zone by zone by zone. They just work across the entire face of the block. Those guys were all about speed and efficiency. And Dave, with his desire for having things in an ordered pattern, does them zone by zone by zone. And a traditional carver of the oldest would just look at me and think, what is this little boy playing with? So is the football game happening out? So it must have started a half an hour ago or so. Is it a blowout this year, or are they going to have a competitive game? I don't know. My dad used to follow that stuff, and he'd be all over this Super Bowl. Good, that's good. Okay, there we are. Thanks. That was our last bunch of trees there. Oh, here's Cameron. Morning, Cameron. Morning. How are you? It's a nice street today. Peaceful for me. These guys are chatting about this and that. There's some kind of side entertainment happening over in Miami, I think. Or is it? Where is it this year?
Oh, I have no idea.
Here's our friend
about
Cameron.
as interested as you.
I thought it was over, actually. I came down. They said it's going to. We started my stream, and they said it's going to start in a half an hour.
Huh.
So we get the big competition. Who in the world is going to have the most interesting live stream today?
Yeah.
The woodblock webcam or that thing happening over there, Superb Owls.
The mega dish.
So who's got the more people watching? Good man, Cameron. Here you are. Where you go.
Hello, everyone.
I know something. I was thinking at first I don't have a show and tell and whatever. There were millions of people disappointed and blah blah blah.
Millions of people.
Whatever. But that's the way it is today. And but then I realized about 5 minutes ago somebody said something that jogged my memory about something else. And I do have a good show and tell.
Do.
We were looking at it yesterday, and I'm not quite sure where it is. So when we get closer to the time, remind me about it, and I'll go and run and try and find it.
9:15. Is that when we should do it?
A bit longer than that.
A bit longer, okay.
Yeah, sometime after 9 o'clock.
Okay, well, it's close to 9 o'clock.
When the
halftime show starts, yeah. Okay.
How's your weekend?
I think pretty good.
Well, last week you said cough.
Yeah, I still have a bit of a sore throat. I just can't shake this thing. I don't know what's going on.
Are we in trouble here? Do we have to quarantine?
No, I don't think so. I think it... would have been much worse, much earlier.
It's quite busy this weekend, actually. Quite busy.
Oh, really?
Busy. Not so much customer stuff, just activity things to do.
Ah,
things
yeah.
going on, so. And YouTube visitors.
Oh, good. And I took a look at the inbox today. Thanks for sending out the emails about the subscriptions.
Yeah, of course. And as you can see, it's
it went
500
well,
payments,
yeah.
and every payment is still on hold. We're still on the
Yeah,
PayPal hold. I've got to try phoning him again today, see if I get through to a human being.
Yeah.
It's now in the second month.
Yeah.
And we have payday coming.
Yeah.
And PayPal has frozen everything.
Frozen all our cash. So if you guys can just send us bills in envelope. No. It'll be a little more liquid.
It's funny that we did the first 2 test payments, right? I made a little test payment.
Yeah.
And Big Bull over there went through $10 clear. I
Yep.
asked you to take it. Cameron sent a test payment. This is a month ago.
Yeah.
When we opened a new PayPal account, we tried a couple of tests. I tested by sending $10 into it. Came through, good, no problem, withdraw.
Yeah.
Cameron sent, was it $10 or
No,
something?
I bought a print. All right.
Well, you
fake
put
order of a on the
a fake thing through, yeah. Did you
Yeah.
forget to take it out of your salary this
Yeah.
month or whatever? I don't know.
No, well, I haven't paid myself yet.
So Cameron made a test payment too. Comes in, flows through, payment approved, all set, ready to go.
Access to the money is
We
available.
turned it on. And that's the only two payments. So I think there's 2 more
Yeah.
that have been approved.
Yeah.
Some Spanish guy or something, and one from Croatia, something bizarre.
Yeah.
Like
And
4 payments are approved and all the rest are on hold.
help until who knows when.
Until who knows when. So, and now we have payroll on, is it Wednesday? I forget.
Yes, usually the 5th.
Yeah. So PayPal tricked us. They approved the first few payments. We turned on the tap and then they froze it.
Yep.
Why am I laughing?
Yeah. This morning I posted on Instagram about the magazine that I took pictures of on Friday.
Oh yeah, the Australian one.
Yeah, and someone just sent an email. Where can I get a copy of this magazine? Sent an email about it.
Well, we're just
J
giving-
Style, I don't know where. They have online links, but where do they get a physical one?
I think
Airports and Australia?
in Australia. It's not in Japan to show.
Yeah.
I don't know. There must be information in the magazine
Yeah,
itself, right?
probably. See what I can find out. PayPal's the worst. Saying, is PayPal trouble due to the company switchover? Yes, that's exactly what it is.
We are a new account in their eyes, and even though I have repeatedly contacted them to point out that we are not a new account, we have a, I forget, 17-year history.
Yeah.
The PayPal robots. I'm not going to diss them. The company actually provides huge value for us. They
Yeah.
allow us to, make these small transactions all over the globe.
Yeah.
They make good money on us, as they should, but they're offering a service that's very valuable. Without their service,
Yeah.
and there's no competitor, nobody else can give us the service that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Neither Amazon Payments, Amazon Checkout, Square, Stripe, nobody can do it like they do it.
Yeah.
So,
But they're confused right now. They think we're
yeah,
a
and
new company.
The other thing too is they are in the money handling, credit, loan, blah blah business. Every hacker in the world tries to scam them.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world tries to steal from them. So I get that they have to be a really
Cautious,
locked down,
yeah,
tight, cautious
yeah.
place. So I'm not sitting here ranting and raving the goddamn PayPal. But at the moment, it is frustrating the lack of ability to get a sensible resolution to this problem. So
Yeah.
anyway, no ranting and raving, just expression of slight frustration here. And the staff is going to be much more frustrated than me when they don't get paid.
So they haven't. Someone said PayPal froze the account. Not exactly. They're letting us
Payments are on
receive
hold.
payments.
Yes, payments coming through, and they're asking us, they're telling us, please ship the following products. But what's on hold is the withdrawal. We cannot actually take the money ourselves.
From PayPal and put it into our own bank
Yes,
account.
so they're holding it for us. So it's not a question of they think we're scammers. They're not sure because we're new. And we get a sudden burst
Yeah.
of payments.
This
which
brand new company is now making big transactions,
so
or
yes.
many small transactions.
And
What's
it
going
flags.
on?
They must have legitimate flags that show dangerous behavior.
Yeah.
And our behavior is not like exactly normal shop behavior.
Yeah.
So we've probably triggered 1 or 2 of those flags.
Yeah.
So I get it. I'm not, just simply frustrated at the lack of if somebody over there could say, "Oh, that's the same as
David
this,"
Bull is David
it's
Bull.
the same person, or go to our website or phone us or something.
Yeah.
That's the frustration of it. Yeah.
Lord Svenis says, sadly, I will not be making it into the shop this year. My yearly Japan trip is pushed back a year, but I will have yet another anime tattoo to show Ayumi-san next year. I think we know who this is then. I'm sure she will be excited.
I'm sorry, Kim, I didn't do anything on the video on the weekend.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay.
So just everything else, just the usual stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to be spending a ton of time on the train.
Oh, okay.
I've got to decide today which day we're going. I'm going to Fukui.
Oh, yeah, that's a
And
long
there may also
ride.
be Ome tomorrow, so,
Yeah.
so it's going to be long. So I'll
Are you
take,
doing Ome tomorrow too?
I have to decide today what to
Okay.
do, what to do.
Yeah, that makes sense too, though. Since we've got a couple of prints you need to dig up, and someone who's waiting for a signature
yes,
too. Yeah.
Yes,
so,
yes.
so there are a few things to do in Ome.
I
Yeah.
know.
Okay. So yeah. How long has PayPal stopped the withdrawals since we transitioned to a company
Beginning of the
account?
year,
So
so-
yeah, basically the beginning of the year. So you've made
Yeah, we're getting through.
some
this.
progress.
Yeah. You know, even if it's a day, 3 times a week, actually, even that little amount of time does things get done, you know.
Yeah. Are you going to do this whole set or just the key blocks and hand it off to the color?
No.
Yeah.
I'll be doing this a whole set for number 1.
Okay.
Which whole set meaning 8 cats. No, John's already working on number 2.
Yeah, you're doing cat number 1, key block, and color.
Yeah, I
block.
think so.
Okay.
We can't bother Kawasaki and Chonsan. They're doing the subscription series, and Chonsan's doing cat number 2.
Oh, yeah.
So you think I'll be the man for this?
Okay.
But having said that, somebody asked me earlier on the stream today, after I get this key block finished, before I start color separations, I should octopus to show. I mean,
It's
I really
almost
should-
done.
I really should.
You're nearly there.
I spent so much time in that accounting stuff, you know. Yeah. I Amazon too. It's a huge time sink for all of us. Yeah.
It is 9:05 now, so I don't know how much time
That's
you
a
want.
good one. Yeah.
Okay.
10.
Maybe 9. Okay. Fly fish for fun. Might I suggest print number 12 of My Solitudes?
He's waiting for it, is he?
Oh,
So, yeah. He said he's a subscriber. Actually,
Yeah.
I was asking earlier,
yeah.
the fly fish gentleman here.
Yeah.
He, she, whatever.
Yeah.
They had mentioned just getting the lens, microscope lens.
Oh, right.
Like, I don't really have a good handle on who this actually is. Some of the people
Yeah.
on the stream I know, I recognize who Karen is, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of people did. But that particular name, I'm probably supposed to know who this is, but I didn't know. And who out
Connects
there is-
the handle to the real person's
I'm
name.
not asking for
Yeah.
exposure on the stream here, of course not, but I myself don't know who this is.
Yeah.
And who's carving like so detailed, you need a microscope. And
Yeah.
I go, why don't I know about this? And can I see the work? And you know,
Yeah.
whatever. But, oh, also, there was a story yesterday. A gentleman came in the door. I recognized him instantly. America, diplomat type, works in Washington, D.C., very much
Okay.
a gentleman. My age, a little bit older maybe, whatever. No, my age, whatever. And the name didn't quite come. It's okay. No problem. He wasn't upset. He said, yeah, good, nice to see you again. And he mentioned his name.
Yeah.
And he said, I got a great story for you.
Okay.
I just think I have sitting here. He said, I got a great story for you. He said, Cameron, you know, whatever.
Me?
So, don't get upset. Don't get upset.
Oh, no.
He says, I've been trying to arrange a birthday present for my wife. This is about a year ago.
Okay.
About a year ago or so. And I had been talking to you back and forth emails, you and Cameron, and there was
Okay.
a print. He said, there's a print, well, like, it's quite big and there's a cherry branch.
Oh, yes.
And I said, okay, it's over there. I said, you mean this one? He said, yes, that's it. He said, he had been out of stock for a while, and
Yeah.
I'd been wanting to get us a birthday present for my wife. So
Right.
whatever, Cameron sent me the note, it's back in stock. So I bought it. I got it there, no problem. It arrived safely,
Okay.
good problem, no problem, 100% okay. Really happy,
Okay,
happy.
now I'm worried.
He hid it upstairs in the bedroom with his wife. No, whatever. A couple of days go by. She says he comes home from work. She says, look what I found. Look what I've got. And she shows him the print, the cherry blossom print.
Right.
And he's like, he went in the back of the closet and says, what are you talking about?
Oh, no.
She ordered it. And she ordered it less than an hour's difference from when he ordered it.
And I didn't catch
And
that
you
they had the
didn't
same
catch it.
address.
But no, it's not. His went to office address. Hers went to the home address.
Oh, I didn't
His went to his name, and she used her own name, which isn't the same.
The same last name.
He's laughing as he tells me this. I said, like, we should have caught this. And he said, well,
No,
different
address, different names.
So he knew she was interested in it, so he bought it for her as a present. And in the meantime, she bought it for herself. So I go to the inventory records just to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
And we sold 3 of them that morning because you must have insted it. 5 were in stock, you insted it or something. And
we sold 3 copies. And 2 of them were the same family. Oh no.
So I said, look, whatever, please, send it back. He said, no, we got one is in our summer house or whatever.
Oh,
These
nice.
people are okay. They're not.
Right.
I offered to take it back or switch it or change it or cut it or anything. So.
Oh, that's great.
He couldn't have. He was waiting to come here to tell me this story. And I was just laughing. So, and I'm like, Jeff, sorry, we really should have caught it. He says, no, there's no way. Different address,
Different last names.
It's, I think his address was a Washington D.C. business address, and hers was somewhere in Maryland. Whatever.
Really close by, but not.
So,
that.
And he had been waiting to tell me this thing and laughing. Really nice guy. And
Well, happy birthday.
He's been, well, I'll tell you the name. I won't show off stream. Well, he's a Japan Journey subscriber.
Oh, okay, great.
And they bought a bunch of prints over the years, and she's bought actually quite a few. So
Oh, that is so funny.
really, really nice guy. Strong supporter. And just the kind of person that when this happens would not have been upset. He would have just laughed and laughed and laughed. Things are what they are.
Oh, that's great. Vivid KP. Still got one more trip up to snow country, I think. And any actual snow up there? Yes, finally over the last week. It snowed,
project.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I might double it up with a trip to the paper makers in Oguni. Since
let me go.
they want another step. Yeah.
I think it's here, but it might be upstairs.
Okay. So we've got a few more steps of paper making to take with them, but they weren't doing it last time, so we'll get to it. Double up the trip.
Oh, Tobias, did you steal that?
Show and tell time. Yep. Another reason for the scope. Said someone joked he's carving all the markings on his fishing lures. That's why he needs the microscope to fly fish for fun.
Asshole.
No, it's someone else joking about it. Send us an email or something. We want to see your work. It sounds like you're doing a lot of stuff.
Curious, of course. And who else is doing work that needs a microscope?
Yeah. Or maybe it's not for microscope work, but rather just better for his eyes, like in your case.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So.
What do we have here?
What do we have here? Tobias was so interested in this. I chatted for a few before you came here. I was warming up to this. And I mentioned that the young German couple that's been here, he doctor, blah, 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 and he's been trying to get his license.
Yeah.
And they've given up. The licensing thing is just too difficult. You know this, they're going, right?
Yeah.
They're
Going. I didn't know that it was related to the doctor work that they just decided not to do it.
He just thinks it's going to be so many years to be. He's got to get the language thing. It's so many years. I mean, there's not many years left of productive work once you get all these licensing things.
Got it.
I don't know. And maybe it's the way he was treated in the hospital. I don't know the backstory to this, but so he's going to cut and run, and he's fully licensed in Germany, so he's going to be a doctor in Germany.
Yeah.
Common sense.
Yeah.
But having said that, he is now he's getting deeper and deeper. I brought some prints down. I wasn't trying to do anything bad here, but we were just talking about prints. I brought some prints down from upstairs. And he just went, he's really getting into this. Okay, anyway, long story short. This is from a Yahoo auction about, a week ago or so. There was 5 pieces of wood on an auction. And I know we've had this kind of stuff before. There's old bits of wood that are carved. We buy them sometimes for a couple of reasons. One is that we are interested in learning about the old carving. There are interesting antiques that are related to our work. We don't sell wood blocks, but Dave wants to see the old carving, this nut and this nut. And then sometimes in the middle of those old blocks, there are blocks that are a beautiful piece of wood.
Yeah.
And of course, we need wood for our own work. And sometimes the old blocks come in and the wood is too soft, it's no good for us, whatever. And sometimes the wood is really nice. And sometimes the wood is really nice, but the carved thing is not of interest, so we plane it off. In fact, the cat block I'm carving right now is one such block. This is wood from a block we got on auction. It was nicely carved, and we didn't want to destroy it, so we split the original wood into 3 or 4 pieces, preserved the carved old part, and I am now carving on what is one of the pieces from inside it. It turns out today's experiment is going to be exactly the same. The piece that came is quite small, but it's big enough to do one of our subscription prints this year. Just barely big enough. And it is hard and dense.
Yeah, it sounded hard
like
when tapping on it.
It is beautiful. The thing is, though, the carving on it is also hugely interesting. I do not want to and will not destroy this. If it had been just a bit of junk and it was some nothing of interest to anybody and carved badly and beaten up and damaged, we would have planed it off, split this 1, 2, 3. But as it is, I do not want to destroy this. There's a couple of reasons for that. Reason number 1, it is beautifully carved. Wow. Cameron, I gotta tell you, I gotta zoom in on one place here if I can find it.
Not gonna try reading this.
Oops, we'll look at how close can I get?
There you go.
How close? Okay. For example, just where am I here? There's my finger here. Where am I? If I go across, I don't even know if you can see this here. Do you see? Do you see these characters? Look at this. 1, 4, 6.
These look like brushstrokes.
Look at this brush. So zoom, zoom, zoom. This character comes here, and the brushstroke would have gone down here lightly, and then dug into the next character. And I don't know. Is this showing, Cameron?
Yeah.
That faint.
That's amazing.
Faint. I mean, this is my finger. It is. Whatever. It's like a spider.
Spider thread. Yeah.
It's thinner than spider silk. Now, the carving itself actually is pretty quickly done, and it's actually quite rough. This is not delicate, ladylike calligraphy. Yeah. This is it's a certain Meiji era style, and this carver has been pretty rough and pretty fast, but this guy has a delicate touch. I mean, there's one right there. There's all over the place.
Over to the
whatever
side there. A couple of these.
Everywhere. So I got this thing. I mean, this is a print. I made the print. I made this print myself from the block. And so we got the block under the microscope, and a couple of things really, really, really interesting about this wood. It looks like Dave carved it. And what I mean, and I've never ever seen a block like this before, all the little parts between the lines are smoothly finished off. We normally don't see that. They don't take the trouble to do that. Dave, in his control freakishness, generally does this. Also, it's carved almost exactly to the same depth that Dave carves similar stuff. I don't know if I can maybe get a split screen view.
There we go, yeah.
Bingo. This is Dave's octopus block. This is this new one. Now, mine hasn't been inked yet, but once mine's inked, these are going to be twin sisters.
Yeah.
And the depth that it's carved is almost exactly. I've been carving what I think is a bit too deeply here. You've heard me complain, I'm carving it. Don't carve so deeply. It does not necessary. This is the same. And this block also is carved by someone who didn't keep the block in the same orientation. He rotated, which I do. It's not the right way to do it. It is, quote, not good, unquote. But this block has been carved, rotated. I tell you, I carved this thing.
How can you tell that detail about it? The rotation one.
Because you can see the angle. Under
okay.
The angle, and when they don't rotate the blocks, then where's under? Yeah, this line. When they don't rotate the blocks, they're carving like this, right-handed person. On the screen.
Yep.
They'll carve like this. So the angle of that side of that line will be like 40 degrees, 45.
Yeah.
Then they'll cut their body and then cut the inside of the line at something nearly 90. With my hands in the way. So the outside and the inside, or the left side, the right side, the one side, the other side of these lines in a traditionally carved block will be different angles.
Yeah.
These are all the same. This guy has carved it certain this way, then rotated the block and cut the other side. And then looking under the scope, some of the things, the curves where it goes around a little circle. In fact, maybe we can see it. Can I zoom in on a circle somewhere? Here. Is that my own? It is not really a very nice circle. There are men who could carve much nicer circles than this. There's a YouTube video of some teacher somewhere with a piece of chalk. Have you seen this? It's famous. It's the most watched video in video YouTube history. The guy's doing a lecture about something, and he's good at drawing circles with chalk. And one student says, "Show me the circle." So he gets warmed up, he watches it, and he does his thing with his arm, gets his chalk, stands behind the back blackboard, and goes, and draws a, quote, perfect. You got to look this up. It's a thing. So most of the circles, not most, there are people in the old days who could carve, bingo, perfect circles. This man was not such a man. This guy is a hacker. But a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful worker. He took the trouble to make that, minuscule stuff. I tell you, man, I carved this.
Vivid KP says, that is not a shabby circle.
Well, it is. It is. I'm sorry. It depends on your standards here. I mean, it was good enough for this work, what it is, but it's wiggly. Even the horizontal distance here and the distance here, they're different. This is not a very good circle. That one's better. This one is not. So I'm not dissing the guy because that's about my level as well. I don't believe in reincarnation and all this stuff. Somebody talked.
It's funny. Someone said Dave is a reincarnation of this carver. That's the only answer.
This comes up. How was it that Dave could, without even knowing anything about this, come in? My first block was a mess, and for my second block, it's a professional saleable level. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not, whatever. I don't believe in that stuff. But you don't believe in that stuff at all. No. It's okay.
That's fine.
But these similarities here have just astonished me. The similarities have astonished me. I've never seen a block like this before. Anyway, why was Tobias the doctor interested in this? Because this is advertising for medicines. The whole bunch of blocks we got here. It's from a place in Takayama. What's this? Natkushu. What's the old name for the area? There's something Shu Takayama.
Takayama, I'm not.
So, and it's the name of a medicine creating company. It's not a local drugstore. It's a company that made. So, Seisakunusei made by, and this is a Natku
Tama, maybe.
Tama, though I don't know the pronunciation in this context. I don't know. So, and it's not what it is. We were translating this yesterday. Sadako was here and Nagama-san. We were reading a bunch of this stuff. And it's not consumer advertising. This is a pamphlet, a descriptive sheet that would be sent to the yakyoku, to the drug dealers. Pharmacists, drug dealers, pharmacists. That's right. As to the efficacy of their work. And the whole batch, we got this 5 pieces of wood in this batch, and they're all clearly from the same people. And this is going to be the label.
Same carver, same everything.
Same carver, same everything, and same company, same medical company.
It's like the same printer made them too. Sorry.
And now this is what Kansen.
You or To? Yeah, that's Onsen's you. So Sento. It could also be Kami Sento.
And this is Sen Ki no Kusuri. I'm guessing this is Kusuri.
Yeah.
So Tobias is going nuts about this. He's just, oh my God, translate this, please, translate. So Tobias, we have better things to do than to translate, because he has this real interest in older Kampo medicine, and especially before it became corrupted by the quote, what he says, the modern Chinese influence on Kampo. He thinks Japanese traditional Kampo is quite a different stuff. No, don't want to start his theory. So he just went nuts. He grabbed these blocks. Can I print? He's got the blocks. He's printed them himself. He's looking in the dictionary to find all this stuff. Cool. He's really, really interested in this. And then it triggered something else in my memory that a while ago, I don't have this to show you because I gave it to Tobias, it's gone now, that some years back, I had bought something on a Yahoo auction. And we're buying all these woodblock printed envelopes and stuff. Okay. In the old days, envelopes for passing money out, or envelopes for packaging medicines, whatever. Yeah. They're woodblock printed. Right. So I had bought a Yahoo auction which had a bunch of woodblock printed envelopes for medicine. I got the auction, this is a year ago, and 2 of the envelopes are still full. And they've got the quote-unquote medicine inside. What? Well, of course, they're wrapped up in plastic. So I go upstairs, I remember this. I go upstairs, I read it down. I thought, look, I don't need this stuff in my head. For all I know, it could be 100% cocaine, or it could be arsenic, it could be nothing, it could be salt. I haven't a clue. But there's this powder inside these envelopes. Oh, no. So I gave it to Tobias. He says, he just thinks it's the gift from the gods or whatever, because he's so interested in this medicine. Right. And here is a package of 100-year-old plus medicine, and he's always, and I'm just giving this to him because one, I don't want it, and 2, I don't want it because it could be
problematic.
It could be problematic. So I said, Toby, here you go. don't take it on the airplane. Because what if you don't go through German customs with white powder, unknown something from 100 years ago in Japan?
I don't know what this is, officer.
So, but anyway,
let's go find out together.
So he is so happy. I mean, he was just in seventh heaven.
Yeah.
They have these old descriptions. And the thing is, this is nothing for us. And we've got all kinds. I've been buying these old blocks for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And I had never thought about it before. But it turns out, when you think about this, consumer products and advertising and stuff.
Yeah.
For now, all consumer products they're out there in the world, they're all advertised. When you go back to the beginning of consumerism, the beginning of when X people were making X product and trying to put it into a market for the Y people to buy it.
Yeah.
One of the earliest products, and possibly, I don't know the exact history, there is medicines and stuff.
Yeah.
Medicines.
Neko
These are
Hakkei.
the earliest consumer products.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to die, help me. Okay, I've got something that's going to help you not die.
Yeah.
Or not, you know,
Or not,
whatever.
yeah.
So these old blocks that we get, if you ask me to guess what's the topic of this before I open it, the number one guess is it's going to be an ad for snake oil or or medicine, whatever your viewpoint on this is.
Interesting. Flyfish for Fun jumped in, said to Vivid KP, who asked for information about what are you making, and we were asking too. Said I wouldn't be too comfortable showing my carving stuff at this point. It's so amateurish compared to you guys, but I'd like to show my paintings or drawings.
This is Flyfish or carrot?
Yeah, Flyfish.
Okay.
Don't know if I can give my web page
Yes,
to
of
Twitch.
course. Put a link.
Yeah. It says avoid getting inundated with spam. So it won't come from us, but that's, yeah.
We're welcome if you want to put the link here. I'm totally okay with this.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. It's up to you about how much privacy you want.
Yeah.
So.
Ohayou gozaimasu. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah. But we are totally okay with sharing your work.
Yes.
Said, ooh, that's a really nice block too.
They are. It's very heavy wood, and it's just big enough. So Aoyama-san, he's going to get my mandate. Take these over to the guy with the bandsaw, and we're going to split this up, and we're going to preserve the top because it's just too cool, and it's so well carved and it's so nice. I would not destroy this man's work.
Yeah.
But I want that wood. I want this wood. It's going to be beautiful, beautiful wood to carve.
Nice heavy wood.
And 100-year-old reincarnated Dave carved the top level, and the newly reincarnated Dave is going to carve the next level down. So,
very cool.
yeah. No, as soon as I opened it up, as soon as you heft it, you feel it.
Yeah.
It's got body.
Oh yeah.
And then when I saw those delicate lines, it's just
Yeah.
The only question is now, am I going to give it to Johnson, or am I going to keep myself? But it's too small for the cat here.
Yeah. Do another in the pilgrimage days.
So there's 5 blocks in there, and they're all related to the same thing. They're not all actually that perfect. What do we got here? Let's go through. There was the first one you saw. That was the blah 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 story about the drugs. Next one. This is part of the packaging, I think. This was the front of what's going to be a package, and then they've done this imitation of a thing. And maybe this is something, the back cover or a sheet that was put inside the package as well. I don't know. I cannot translate this for you. I'm sorry. It's archaic writing, and there's a lot of words I don't have any idea what they mean. But the point is, they're discussions about the efficacy and what this particular medical thing is for. And another one, same thing, it's a knife kusuri, and this one's very much worn out. It's not the same color, it's not the same wood, it is the same company, and this one's worn out. It must have come quite a bit earlier. And then the last one in the package, it must have been a block that was printed for some kind of part of a cover or something. And we can say this now. Anjin
Maru, I think.
Nakuma-sen said yes, he said not Maru.
Oh, interesting.
So it would be a brand name, kind of. Safety. This is the kami,
God or spirit or something.
And I don't know what the context of this would be here. I don't know.
If not Maru, interesting.
Maru, we usually see this in terms of a boat name. Nantuko Maru, it's the name of a boat. But here the context is clearly different. So these are trivial, but these ones are beautiful to die for. Nice pieces of wood, interesting carving. Very happy to have them. Paid almost nothing for them. I forget, 1,200 yen or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Nobody else wants them.
With the black pigment on them, they look like ebony now, someone said.
It is, and it has a feel of like grenadilla wood, like they make clarinets with and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they're beautiful, beautiful objects, and we are going to take care of them and treasure them. But as I said, we are going to split it off and use the wood for another generation of beautiful woodblock.
Yes. Okay. We're close to 9:30 if you want to wrap up, or if you have anything else.
That's good. So nothing else to say about this one. The reason we were testing these yesterday, Kawai-san was testing a bunch of the old Takamisawa blocks.
Oh, that's right.
And maybe next week I should pull some of those out. He's got key block impressions now of all those old blocks we got about a year ago. That will make a nice show and tell.
Yeah.
Sometime soon. Okay, one question mark here, gang. As I said before, I'm probably going to go and visit the papermaker this week. I'm almost certainly now. Tuesday I got to go to Olney, so if I go to the papermaker Wednesday, I won't be back Thursday morning.
Yeah.
So let's do this. I am going to tentatively at this point cancel the next stream, the one that's Thursday morning for me, Wednesday night for you. If the paper trip doesn't happen, I will show up here, but my current thinking is if I'm going to get out of here Wednesday, I'll be back Thursday night, or perhaps even Friday.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's put a tentative cancel on the next stream Thursday. I will be back here Saturday morning, same time, same station, Sunday evening for most of you.
Okay.
Sign us off, Cameron, Sam. And they can all get back to their superb owls watching.
Superb owl watching. See you later.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Fun again.